West Bloomfield Parks is getting themselves in the fall spirit. It's almost time for their fall group hayrides. Gather a private group up to 30 participants and enjoy a 20-minute tractor-drawn hayride through Marshbank Park's scenic trails. The event is open to guests ages 1 and up, and it's a family-friendly experience that will take place on October 10th, 16th, and 17th. Lauren Azoury, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks, joins us now on the Splash Live to tell us more. Lauren, great to have you with us this morning.
Hi, Jake. Thanks for having me. Always love to share fall fun in our community.
Of course, and fall fun is definitely everywhere you look all throughout Greater West Bloomfield right now. What inspired the creation of the group Hayrides event, and how long has this been going on?
Well, hayrides probably for centuries, but
Yes.
the group hayrides with this unique private experience, kind of a little elevated VIP for your special group, was actually inspired by COVID. So we didn't want to get rid of the beloved hayrides and the special connections and ways to tour the park in the fall colors when we weren't allowed to all be close together. So this was originally intended for your small social group. And a lot of hard things came out of COVID, but a lot of great creativity and ideas came out of COVID. And some have evolved along the way, but we've kept some of them, and the group Hayrides was one of them. So it was a way to keep your social circle together and a way to still gather on the outdoors and enjoy nature together for your mental health. And so we're continuing them. They've been very, very popular. We have 3 dates that are almost all sold out, but it is intended for your special group.
Awesome. So that's a very important note for everyone watching, that the spots are filling up fast. So if you want to be involved with this, you should act quickly. But there's so much to take away with these events, and there's fun nature stops along the hayride that also provide some educational opportunities as well. How do you design the route for the hayrides and choose the nature stops along the way?
Yeah, it's we try to mix it up every year because we do have families or groups that make this a tradition, and so we want them to learn something new or want to return the following year. So it does take a little creativity. It's definitely teamwork between our park staff, who helps us decide what are good, safe routes that we can drive the hay wagon on, but still get great views of nature, as well as the creativity of our naturalist staff, who come up with the different nature like games and activities and things to play based on maybe like what you see behind you in the hay wagon. So we try to use, nature as our guide. So of course we talk about fall colors. We have bat houses in our parks. We like to highlight those species that people might not always love, but they should know how great they really are. So we try to highlight different things every year. We also make sure that our nature stops are interactive. So often there's a little game element, or you get to get up from the wagon and run around, or like a little scavenger hunt. Something to keep you on your toes and keep you engaged with nature instead of just bumping along. So we always like to sneak in those nature education stops when we can.
I love it, providing something for people to learn something along the way. Now, as I mentioned, this event is open for just about all ages. How do you ensure that this experience is enjoyable for a wide age range, whether you're a toddler or you're an adult?
Absolutely. Well, we have a pretty talented nature staff. Caitlin and David, our naturalists, are really good at adapting. So if your group is a wide range of ages, we obviously can cater to that. But if you have a lot of little friends, we might sing some silly songs and engage them in different ways than we would if it was a full adult group. We've had adult clubs from the community come, and obviously we maybe will quiz them or change the trivia up and make it harder for an adult group versus a family group or a young age group. So we have a lot of knowledge hidden in our back pocket, so we do adjust based on ages of the groups.
Awesome. Like to hear how you're planning this for all sorts of different ages. Now, I am curious, because you did just talk about the rest of the team and the guides as well for these hayrides. What kind of training or preparation do your guides receive before leading a group hayride like this one?
Yeah, so our hayride drivers, our park staff, are the ones that drive the hayrides and get the wagon all prepared. So they do all the safety checks on all of those kinds of equipment on their regular basis. They have our safety checklists, and they practice the route once or twice. If we use the same route as last year, we still like to check the route because we want to make sure that there's no obstructions or nature changes. So we want to make sure that that's safe and that our route is good. There's currently construction in certain parts of Marshbank Park for our improvement projects, so we have to keep that in mind as well. So that's a safety factor, but also we give reminders before we take off, so we make sure that everyone knows to remain seated when we're moving and things like that. But as far as training and knowledge, we actually are lucky enough that we get to spend a fair amount of time in our parks. So we see the changing seasons. If there's something we see that we don't know about, we do some research. So if there's a plant we haven't been familiar with, we make sure we look that up or contact our other naturalist resources to find out what they are, so that if we do get a question that we might not have known, we can answer it for you. But also, all of our naturalists have backgrounds in biology or fisheries and wildlife, degrees like that. So we all have base knowledge in anything happening out in Michigan wilderness right now.
Glad to know that you guys are prepared and ready. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with park naturalist Lauren Azoury from West Bloomfield Parks, talking about the group Fall Hayrides that are going to be taking place throughout the month of October on October 10th, 16th, and 17th at Marshbank Park. Now, Lauren, of course, when we're talking about Michigan events that take place outside, we always have to worry about the weather. How do you handle inclement weather or safety concerns on the day of the hayrides?
Great question, and something we always, as outdoor event planners, have to keep in mind, of course. So we are a parks department, so we actually do encourage people to be outside unless it's unsafe. So the only reason we would cancel is in the event of thunder and lightning, so a large storm. But we have ran hayrides before in light rain. We have big umbrellas that we can share with you. And then the group hayrides, as part of their package, also receive these blankets as part of it for a few members of their group to share. And so they're little travel blankets. So if it's cold out, you can use that to cozy yourself up. If it's raining, you can use to cover up that way. So we do go out in light rain, but not in thunder and lightning. So we usually always have plan A, which is we're hoping for beautiful fall sunny weather. And depending on the time of your hayride, some great sunsets in the park. But then we also have plan B for light rain. And of course, plan C would be not the favorite, but we would have to cancel it if there was thunder and lightning.
I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have it all the way up to plan Z, but you guys are prepared for everything. A couple more questions before we wrap things up, Lauren. Do you have plans for expanding or evolving this event maybe in the next few years with new themes, longer rides, and maybe some additional dates?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have, along with the group hayrides, we've now, since last year, reintroduced what we call our community hayrides. So that's if you don't have a group that you want to go with and you just have one or two people, you can join up with other members in the community that you might not know and enjoy the hayride then. So we have now adapted to have this hybrid version of what we used to offer. So we used to offer just community hayrides with people in the community that would come together and meet each other, didn't know each other. Then during COVID, we adapted to the group hayrides. And then knowing that that's a kind of a niche for certain groups, we reintroduced the community hayrides. So those are currently sold out this year, but we hope that many can join us. So given the popularity of community hayrides this year, we will probably introduce more of those next year. So we always follow those attendance trends in the community and try to accommodate when we can. So definitely adding more community hayrides. And of course, we always change our nature stops so that you can learn something new every year. So it'll be a new animal or a new game or a new section of the park to stop in and view.
Awesome. Something new every time. I love it. Lauren, where can people go to gain a little bit more information about the fall hayrides that are happening very, very soon in October?
Absolutely. You can visit us on wvparks.org/group hayrides. All the dates are available there. Right now, we have some options available for our group hayride time slots on Friday, October 10th, but the other dates are sold out. So we hope a few of you can join us with your community group together on October 10th.
Awesome. October 10th is the day of the first fall hayride. Hope to see a lot of people from Greater West Bloomfield out there. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Jake, thanks for having me, and thanks all for your interest in learning more about nature in all different creative ways like our hayrides.